Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are continuing with the yesterday's session. In last session, we have discussed about AWS and why we are using AWS for this particular course. And we have also discussed regarding types of cloud. In yesterday's session, we have listed all the types of cloud, that is hybrid, public, private cloud, as per SaaS cloud. And then we have discussed further. Also, we have discussed regarding a prerequisite to learn about cloud and which cloud service provider needs to be selected for the practice purpose. That was the questions from your side. Now, for today's session, we will start with the DevOps. Now, what do you understand by DevOps? So actually, this is set of practices which is combining development plus operations. So what is happening when we are working in an industry? Over there, development team is separate and operations team is separately. Now, as we are having a code, we need to build this code, right? For the for providing services to the client customers, right? We need to create applications or website, for example, or you can have a infrastructure. In short, you can also call it as a infra. Now, for developing this code, various phases are there. For example, either you are planning the code, after that, you can try for testing it, then you can deploy the code, and after that, you can release the code. So this whole together process can be called as a software development lifecycle. And for each phase, number of teams can work together. For example, suppose this code needs to be built, then development team will works toward it. Then for testing purposes, there may be a separate team that will be a testing team. And when deployment process is there, then operations team will perform the task. And also we need to release the code for the users level. So right now you are using various softwares, various applications in your mobile devices, in your computers. So these have gone throughout the software development life cycle over there. Now, for going through this all phases, lots of time will be consumed. For example, suppose any one project is there and timeline for that project will be of 1 year. Until within a 1 year, you need to release the code. For example, suppose you are using an WhatsApp like application and that code needs to be developed by one of organization. So developer will start with the planning process, various teams will involve into it, and then code will be created, that will be tested, then it will be deployed into the infrastructure, and that then it will be released on a server level, and then only you can access it. That's the case. For building each step one by one, there is a time consumed to be for each process to be completed. So for example, suppose you are building a code and then planning it, testing it, this is considered for the 1 year. Another 6 months can be required for the testing and deployment for the same. Then you are deploying it within a 6 months, and then you are releasing the same after few set of interval. So what is happening over here, that for each phase so much time will be consumed, and at last your end product is important. So your end product will be released after set of interval, and to minimize this we can have a DevOps process over there. And within a DevOps process, the time to release the code will be minimized, and that's the goal behind a DevOps that we will learn through today. So there is a definition from a Gartner. Now, what is Gartner? Gartner is a business media. So if you can cross check, this definition is as simple as that DevOps is a set of practices which is providing you a which is providing you a culture, which is providing you tools and technologies that can be communicated throughout the various teams For example, suppose you are having a development team, you are having a operations team, you are having a testing team, all work together can be handled by the separate DevOps team over here. So their role will be regarding building code, also testing it, and again going through the all software development life cycle over there. Because we are not testing the code only once, we are testing it again and again. Lot more features are being released every time for until the code is being built. So there will be a version control regarding it. Now we will learn about the version control throughout the course, and you will get idea regarding it, that we will have a Git type of software, and when we are releasing the code, we can release them in a particular server. We can deploy that servers in cloud services as well. So DevOps represent and change in IT culture, focusing on rapid IT service delivery as we are delivering the code towards the clients and customer. That's the main goal. And with the adoption of agile lean practices, here you will have a various softwares which can help you regarding a management of this. For example, in DevOps, you can have Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Terraform, Ansible, Shape, Puppet, these type of softwares. And for various processes, you can use it. So here, the main motto is that we will be in between operations and the development. So we can collaborate as well between that. So there are various tools also present for the communication level. Like you can have an example of Jira software that can be used for communication purposes, for raising the tickets, and various teams can collaboratively work together for solving the queries of each other. That will be the case. So until this point, I hope you have understood regarding a DevOps definition. As simple as that, we will work in between development and operations, and it's a set of practices with various tools. That's as simple as that. Now for learning DevOps, as we are combining these DevOps with the help of AWS, Amazon Web Services. And in previous session, we have talked about this type of console. So that will be having various services that to be integrated for deployment and integration purposes. Now let's discuss about how you can have a different set of roles in industry. So here I'm just going through one of Notepad. So there are various roles you can try after this type of course. That first role that you can try, that is DevOps engineer. So within DevOps engineer role, what you need to do? You need to implement and manage CI/CD pipelines. Now, what is CI/CD? CI/CD, it's a continuous integration, continuous deployment, or continuous delivery over there. So for example, various users or various developers can work towards the same code, that we can call it as a continuous integration. And we can create various pipelines. It may be a data pipeline, or it may be a DevOps pipeline, Jenkins pipeline, for example. And then we can release the code by using a continuous delivery part. So as a DevOps engineer, you will have a management of CI/CD pipelines. Also, you can automate various workflows. As we are in industry, we are moving towards from the manual level to the automation level. Means every task that we are doing, that will be having set of scripts with you, and you can run it. Set of configuration already set will be set to you, and then you can try it. And you can minimize the time, you can also minimize the efforts. So automation is very important here. And also the application delivery or infrastructure delivery, that will be your role here. That is DevOps engineer. And various processes will be there regarding a containerization, regarding a cloud formation services, etc., etc. Next role you can try, that is site reliability engineer. And that will be focusing upon whether the services that you will have within a project that should be in a uptime. Means product delivery should be smooth at the client's level, at the customer level. That will be role, that is SRE. And here where software engineer techniques will be there. For example, uh, you are building an Python code, right? And that Python code needs to be uh, having the bounding with the operating system. Then when you are running it, various libraries are being supported. So this whole process, you can call it as a software development process, where you will have set of libraries, you will have set of dependencies, and your code should be a perfect. And when you are running it, various packages will be created, and you can have a output. That's the case. So for building any application, first of all, we are coding it, then we are building it. So there are build softwares are also present, like Gradle, for example, that can be used, and then we are releasing the same. So this whole process can be handled by a SRE engineer. Also, when any projects needs to be started over there, SRE engineers can work together. Next type of role that you can try, that will be automation engineer. Now, within automation engineer, most of the process will be regarding deployment and monitoring. Now, what is deployment? When you are building a code and then you are keeping that code in a server. As you are using Instagram like applications, and somewhere servers are running in the backend, right? So if anything happens for the server, your application will not run properly for the delivery purposes. So you will get a lot more errors, or you will get slow feedback from the application. So this may happen, and you must have experienced it. So automation engineer will have the role regarding deployment of the application's website and having monitoring services over there. Next role you can try, that will be a cloud engineer. So as the cloud part is also combination with the DevOps processes. So DevOps comes to the management purposes. Also some role wise responsibility will be there, but on top of cloud you are running those services. That will be case. So when you are having a DevOps experience and cloud experience as well, you can also try for the cloud engineering positions over there. Then the next important term, that is infrastructure as a code. So from the code, you can deploy everything. For example, here in cloud, we can use various services to be deployed. For example, compute services, networking services, storage services, security services. And these services will be created from the code. Means you can minimize the time to create the process on a manual level by using infrastructure as a code, and that type of things will happen to you, and you can try for infrastructure as a code. Over there you can also relate with the Terraform type of tool, which is used for infrastructure as a code. And by using Terraform, you can deploy services on any cloud platform like AWS, Azure, GCP, etc., etc. Also, specifically, if you are checking for AWS Cloud Formation Service, that will also provide you some templates. And over there also, you can create JSON, YAML type of templates. And after the practice, you can try for infrastructure as a code engineer position after it. And then configuration manager is also a position. Over there, you need to try with the various tools like Ansible, then Shape, Puppet. These type of softwares are being used for the configuration purposes. Now, why we are using configuration tools? That will be used for auditing level, management level, or what we can say, the integration level. And at last, you can also try for the consultant part. As a consultant positions, you will work with the you will be expertise in your domain in a DevOps processes and tools, and you will help for the organizations. So these are the possible positions you can try. Along with that, also DevOps solutions, AWS solutions positions are there. You can also try regarding the same. So let's see what is the market. Current market is demanding. So if you're searching for AWS term in a Google Trends, you can see this type of graph is there. Now I have selected for worldwide 2004 to until now in all categories for every domain. AWS is being used. Now, what is AWS? Amazon Web Services. And also I have searched for the DevOps part here. So number of queries are from all over the regions in world. So you can see that in every country, DevOps, AWS, these terms are being searched because they are using those services. So if you are learning this course, you are practicing for the same, you may have opportunities from the other countries too. Because as we are working for the US, UK, most of the cases, so lots more organizations, lot more uh, premises are having their workloads and needs to be saved somewhere. And in that case, data centers are being used because data center is a broader term. Over there, 200 plus services are there. And it will be used for storing purposes. It will be used for the storage level, for handling the workloads, or for the management level. And now companies are not having their own data center as well. They are using third-party services in that case. So they will select for either Amazon Web Services or Azure or GCP, any public platform or private cloud platform as well as per their integrity level. And after selecting a public cloud, over there they will manage their project where DevOps will be used. So in every country now AWS DevOps is being used. And these are the interested region which are using it. And which the regions which are dark in color, you can see that they are clearly India over here and some part of UK, Canada, etc., etc. And these are the number of keywords that has been used for the searching purposes. So S3, that is simple storage service, which is from AWS. EC2, that is Elastic Compute Cloud. Lambda is also AWS service. And where these keywords have been searched, so North Korea, then lot more cities are there. Also, you can search regarding a region level over here. Now, next part is regarding various tools that we will learn throughout the course. So the basic approach will be that you must have a knowledge, or we will learn towards the course that is regarding Git and GitHub. Now, these two tools will be used for saving your code, right? So as we are building a code and we need to save it somewhere. And for these practices, we need to create a repository, and that repository should be present remotely. And then you can save the code, and then you can remotely connect it, and then you can use the code. These type of things are there, and that can be happen with the help of Git, GitHub, GitLab. Lot more version controls systems are there, and you can use them. After Git, GitHub, we can have Docker and Kubernetes part. Now, what is Docker and Kubernetes? Docker is a containerization platform. So as we are building our code and saving it on a particular operating system, for example, we are having various operating systems like Linux, Windows Server, and suppose you are having dependency towards the application. So same code cannot be run on a various environment. Over there, what you can try, you can containerize it, and that can be done with the help of Docker. And Kubernetes is a container orchestration platform. Means we can manage the containers life cycle. That is software development life cycle. For example, you can relate it regarding it, but there is a much more concept in a Kubernetes, and we will learn about the Kubernetes architecture throughout the course, and we will go through the various deployments. Then Terraform and AWS CloudFormation. This type of tools and configuration can be used for the infrastructure as a code. IAC, in short, you can call it as a IAC. After that, you can have a Jenkins, which is used for creating and pipelines and maintaining it. Then we can have Shape, Puppet type of softwares. And this is used for the configuration purposes. So these are the possible software that we will have throughout the course, and also some services from the AWS that we will learn. Now let's go through one of diagram that I'm having, and then we can talk regarding it as well. So when you are starting with the DevOps, you should have some part of programming. Not everything is needed, but you should have a basic understanding of how code is being built and how to run it and how to build it. So you can start with any programming language like Python, Go, etc., etc., or you can have any other programming language knowledge. That's enough for starting a DevOps course. Then most important part is regarding operating system. And here, as we can have a Linux operating system, so most of the servers are of Linux operating system, and that's why we will select Linux commands. We will try for basic, advanced, and intermediate commands at the start of the course, and later on we will also try for the Windows servers. Over there we can try for various packaging of them. Editors. So you must have used a notepad in your Windows operating system. For the Linux, we are having Vim and Nano type of software, which are used for the editing of files and configuration regarding the same. Also, sometimes we are going through the automation, as we are not working towards the manual approach every time. We want to save money. We want to save the time as well of clients and also us. So over there, we will try for PowerShell and Bash scripting. Now, Bash is very famous. Now, what is the full form of Bash? That is born against shell. It will help you for the manual level as well, and also some script you can create it and run it. Then various processes are there, various network settings are there that we will learn as per the tool wise. We will start with Git. So we will have a GitHub. We will save our code on a GitHub. I will also provide you few codes that will be helpful during the course. We will learn about various web servers. So Jenkins is, Nginx is very famous, and which is a web server. And on a Windows, you can try for IIS server, that is Internet Information Services. So we will practice regarding the same. And Tomcat, Apache, these are also used. For Apache, we are having HTTPD package on a Linux. Then from AWS, load balancer are important. So there are two types of load balancer are there: private load balancer, public load balancer. You must have learned about when we are having any release of result from the governments for any various exams like UPSC, MPSC, etc., etc. So over there, when lot more students are fetching the same web page, the performance of a web page goes down. So why that's happening? Because they haven't load balanced them. There should be the servers which should be running in the background, and they should have a front IP address or front domain for it, and from the domain that traffic should be routed depending on the health of servers. So this type of setting is there, and that is load balancer setting. And then you can have a Docker type of practice where you can create various images, and we can run the containers, and we can also have some managed services from AWS that we will practice regarding the EKS, ECS part. Now, EKS is Elastic Kubernetes Service. ECS is the Elastic Container Service. So when we will practice with the GitHub, we will practice with the Docker Hub, then Docker images, then we will try for ECS as well. This is just a general path for learning a DevOps, out of which few points is included in our syllabus that we will cover, and documentation for each service, each deployment is a lot more in numbers. You can have a 1000 2000 pages of documentation each time, but whatever is famous and whatever which is required more by the industry, that we will cover it throughout the course. Then various protocols are needed for the mailing purposes or for the file protocols as well. And when we are building a code, we can use a CDK, that is cloud development kit that we are having. Terraform, which is used for the infrastructure as a code. So you from the code itself, you can deployment. Number of serverless services are also there. Here you can have a Lambda service, which is important. And for configuration, we are having Ansible, Shape, and Puppet. These are mostly used. Then infrastructure monitoring means we are deploying something and later on we are checking for health of those infrastructure. And over there, Prometheus, Grafana, Datadog is very famous. Zabbix is also used. And then application monitoring part. Here, you can deploy application in a cluster and then you can connect to cluster, manage it. Also, for the delivery, for the application delivery, we can use a cluster setting too. Now, this cluster will be created by us in an AWS account. You will be charged regarding the same, right, from the AWS. So I will provide you the steps regarding it, how to create the cluster, how to maintain it, how to practice application deployment over there, and then how to delete the cluster too, because that's the charge will be in dollars for hours. And then you can have various terms like availability, data management, management of monitoring, etc., etc. And this is a continuous learning process. So when you are trying with the DevOps course, when you are learning something new, you need to practice it first. Then you need to try for the on a project level. We will also provide you some architecture of projects and few steps how to deploy it in your environment, and then how to get the output, how to troubleshoot for few steps that we will provide you. So until this point, if you're having any doubt, you can ask, you can unmute yourself, and also you can type in a chat box too. So you can ask the questions. I will just call for name of students, or you can also type in chat. I can cross check. So do type your questions in chat box. You can also unmute yourself. You can ask questions in Hindi, Marathi, English. I'm okay with it. Yes, Vinod, Shraddha, Rohini, Pushpak, Prashant, Neha, Dipti, Deepak, Atul, Arnab, Anand, Amina, Aditya, Arti. Have you understood what is DevOps and which tools are being used, and what will be the role of DevOps engineer? What are the possible responsibility that you will have? You can also type yes or no so that I can understand. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, when is the batch going to start?
Within a week. There will be 3 sessions continuous, and we will start soon.
The timings will be?
Timings will be same, 7 to 8 p.m.
Per day 3 sessions or only 1 session?
Hello. Yes, 1 session, 7 to 8 p.m. on a day, from Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Possible. Yes.
Sir, actually, I have joined just now. Can you please repeat?
Okay. Which part?
Sir, actually, I haven't received the link before. That's why I joined late.
Okay. Okay. Actually, a recording will be provided to you. No issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
In the mail information regarding the 16th point is HR classes. So what is that mean exactly? HR class means?
Uh, you are talking regarding the curriculum, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. The HR interviews will be there after the course completion.
Okay.
Yes. So there is a separate team for it, and they will conduct your interviews.
And the course fees will be, it is not mentioned in there.
Management team will contact you. You can cross check for the form that has been pasted over there. Also, some numbers are mentioned in the chat box. You can contact them.
Okay. And here it is also mentioned real-time scenario based explanation is there.
Yes.
So how many real-time scenarios will be? It is there.
7 to 8 projects will be there total. And
Okay.
in previous batches also we have conducted it. So there are inputs from the students too. And within a class also students can help each other. Also, I will clear your doubt within a session.
And it is also 6 months internship with me. It is there.
Actually, I don't have that much idea as actually I'm a trainer. You can contact with the numbers in the chat box. They will guide you.
Okay, okay, fine.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
So, is AWS need compatible to Oracle DBA?
Hello. Yes, you can repeat the question. Actually, your audio is not clear. Hello.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir. No. Yes, sir. No. You can repeat the question.
Actually, it is covered only AWS or Azure and GCP also in this.
No. Only AWS and DevOps part, not Azure or GCP. But if you have any doubt, you can still ask me because I am having hands-on with both the platforms.
Okay, for this course, how much experience I need to mention in my resume for this entire course?
At least 1 to 2 years. That's enough.
So
But
one
that's
to
depending on your age, depending on your previous experience and your previous responsibilities too. If you are previously having any IT experience, then you can directly start with the DevOps part. You can showcase them in your resume.
okay. Actually, you said now that 1 to 2 years experience. For 1 to 2 years experience, you will get the calls from the companies.
Yes, you will get. There is a separate team for the for placement activity in a Learnomate.
Okay, okay, fine.
Yes. Yes. Any other questions? I'm expecting technical questions.
Yeah, one more small doubt, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Actually, I prepared one resume, small resume, and put it in LinkedIn.
Okay.
So some of the calls I got, they are asking for Kubernetes.
Okay.
So Kubernetes real-time scenario based also you can explain in this, right?
Right. So we will practice that in a EKS, that is Elastic Kubernetes Service. Over there we can create a cluster consisting of some nodes. So we can select for n number of nodes, but for practice purpose we can select at least three to five nodes, and then we can have application deployment, service creation, maintaining them, management regarding the same, and then we will access our application code. That type of practice we will try. And suppose you want to start with the Kubernetes and you don't want to start practicing on a EKS, On your physical machine, you can have Minikube, that is a single node cluster deployment, and you can use it for Kubernetes practice. But for using Minikube on your physical machine, and if you are having any Windows operating system, you can try for Docker desktop installation first. And after Docker desktop, when your Docker engine will be in a running state, then you can, with the help of PowerShell, you can try for Minikube start command, and that steps are also present on a Minikube website. You can cross check it, and in this way you can have a cluster configuration, single node cluster, Kubernetes cluster configuration at your physical machine.
So you mentioned this notepad in this Python is not mentioned. So is that important to learn Python basics is enough, or else you need
No,
to
only basic part, because for learning for software development life cycle, that's enough. If you are having some basic programming of Python or any C programming, Java programming type of experience, that's fine, no issues.
Okay.
Most of the time, what we are doing, we are copying someone's code with the help of Git, GitHub type of platforms are there. So somebody is creating a code, then we are updating them. This type of culture is now set in 2024. So no worries. If you are understanding the whole process, that's enough.
And
And
most
most
of the cases also,
and in DevOps, most of the part is regarding integration. So configuration and integration will be more focused here.
and most of
Hello,
the
sir.
cases I got shell scripting calls also. It is
Yes,
covered.
shell scripting is also required. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Sir, I have a small doubt.
Yes, you can ask.
Sir, can I talk in Hindi if you don't mind?
Yes, yes, sure, yes, sure.
सर एक्चुअली मैं मेरा बैकग्राउंड ओरेकल डीबीए है।
हाँ।
तो मैं डीबीए में अभी काम कर रहा हूँ।
हाँ।
तो मतलब मुझे अपग्रेड करना है क्लाउड में, तो
हाँ।
इसलिए मैंने AWS प्लस वो डेवऑप्स का वो लिया।
अच्छा,
तो आप अगर थोड़ा ओवरव्यू दे सकते थे कि कैसे मैं मतलब नेक्स्ट स्टेप लूँ।
ओके। तो एक्चुअली क्या है कि आपका जो बैकग्राउंड है वो डेटाबेसेस में है, राइट?
हाँ सर।
तो क्लाउड क्या रहता कि वहां पे हम डेटा सेंटर के साथ काम करते, वहां पे सारे कंपोनेंट्स काम में आ जाते। जैसे कि अभी एप्लीकेशन आपने बनाया, कोड बनाया,
हाँ
और कोड
हाँ।
को हम डिप्लॉय कर रहे, तो वहां पे डिप्लॉयमेंट के लिए डेवऑप्स यूज हो रहा। लेकिन
ओके।
बैकग्राउंड में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चाहिए ना, कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में फिजिकल मशीन्स तो उन्होंने बाई करना बंद कर दिया।
हम्म।
तो और फिजिकल मशीन क्या रहता कि वहां पे स्टोरेज भी यूज हो रहा है, आपकी रैम भी खर्च हो रही है, और
हम्म।
नेटवर्क भी यूज में आ रहा, और
हाँ।
बाकी सिक्योरिटी कंपोनेंट्स भी बैकग्राउंड में आ जाते। तो हर कंपोनेंट्स का हैंड्स ऑन आ जाएगा आपको क्लाउड में, क्योंकि ये
ओके।
कोई छोटी टर्म नहीं है, ये बहुत बड़े लेवल पे काम करता है, राइट? तो जहां पे हम फिजिकल मशीन्स यूज करते थे, उसकी जगह जगह पे अभी क्लाउड प्लेटफॉर्म यूज होने जा रहे। तो में अगर डेटाबेसेस से मतलब डेटाबेसेस का आपको पता चल गया, लेकिन आपको अभी फोकस कहाँ पे करना है? वो कंप्यूट पार्ट पे फोकस करना है, नेटवर्किंग पे भी फोकस करना है, सिक्योरिटी भी करना है, और स्टोरेज पार्ट भी करना है। तो ये 5 कंपोनेंट्स रहते हैं: कंप्यूट, नेटवर्किंग, सिक्योरिटी, डेटाबेसेस और स्टोरेज। मतलब हर चीज के ऊपर फोकस करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन उतना ही जितना रिक्वायर्ड है इंडस्ट्री के हिसाब
ओके
से।
ओके सर।
यस। और जैसे आपने बताया कि आपने एज अ डीबीए काम किया, मतलब आपको क्वेरीज वगैरह करना आता है। तो जब भी हम
यस।
एप्लीकेशन बनाएंगे या एप्लीकेशन को डेटाबेस कनेक्टिविटी देंगे, तो उसमें
यस।
आपका ज्यादा रोल रहेगा। तो आप क्या
ओके।
कर सकते हैं, जब भी हम लास्ट कोर्स के लास्ट में जब कोई प्रोजेक्ट सिलेक्ट कर लेते हैं या यूज केस बनाते हैं, तो आपके इंटरेस्ट के हिसाब से या आपके एक्सपीरियंस के हिसाब से भी आप कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट की आउटलाइन बना सकते हैं, स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसेस मेंशन करके उसका डॉक्यूमेंटेशन भी मेंटेन कर सकते हैं, और मैं आपको हेल्प कर सकता हूँ।
ओके सर।
अभी बहुत सारे जो रोल्स रहते हैं कि कभी कभी हमें कम्युनिकेशन भी करना पड़ता क्लाइंट के साथ, ज्यादा प्रोग्रामिंग भी नहीं लगती कभी कभी, और बहुत सारे सिनारियों में प्रोग्रामिंग लगती भी है। तो अगर आपकी प्रोग्रामिंग अच्छी है, तो आप उस हिसाब से कॉन्फ़िगरेशन आपका या इंटरेस्ट, अभी आपको पता चलेगा कोर्स के बाद कि मुझे प्रोग्रामिंग आती है, तो मैं टेराफॉर्म भी ट्राई कर सकता हूँ, या मैं क्लाउड फॉर्मेशन के लिए भी इंटरेस्टेड हूँ, मतलब मैं इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एज अ कोड डोमेन में ट्राई कर सकता। अगर आपका कुछ डेवलपमेंट एक्सपीरियंस है तो आप डॉकर क्यूबरनेटिस के साथ स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, उसके ऊपर ज्यादा फोकस कर सकते हैं। अगर समझो आपको रेड हैट के ऊपर हैंड्स ऑन एक्सपीरियंस है तो आप उस केस में एंसिबल के साथ काम कर सकते हैं। या आपको पाइपलाइंस के बारे में थोड़ा नॉलेज है तो आप जेनकिंस के ऊपर ज़्यादा फोकस कर सकते हैं। आपको आईटी डोमेन में इंटरेस्ट है, ऑडिटिंग के बारे में पता है, वेरियस पैकेजेस की डिपेंडेंसी क्या रहती है, कॉन्फ़िगरेशन क्या क्या रहता है सॉफ्टवेयर्स का, तो आप शेप पपेट में भी ज़्यादा फोकस कर सकते हैं। और जैसे कि आप अगर एक कोई फ्रेशर है और आप स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं आपका करियर, तो गिटअप पे ज़्यादा फोकस करके वहाँ पे एक वेब सर्वर का प्रोजेक्ट भी आप दिखा सकते हैं, वेबसाइट होस्ट करके दिखा सकते हैं, या एप्लीकेशन डिप्लॉयमेंट करके दिखा सकते हैं। मतलब आपका जो इंटरेस्ट रहेगा उस हिसाब से भी आप एक दूसरा प्रोजेक्ट बना के वो रिज्यूमे में डाल के फिर आप उसके ऊपर पिचिंग कर सकते हैं, वो आपको हेल्प करेगा। और हाई लेवल पे बहुत सारे डॉक्यूमेंटेशन ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट पे भी प्रेजेंट है वेरियस टूल्स के। फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आपको क्यूबरनेटिस का प्रॉपर प्रोजेक्ट दिखाना है, राइट, तो आप EKS का डॉक्यूमेंटेशन फॉलो करो जो AWS से आता। वहाँ पे क्लस्टर कैसे कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करना है, एप्लीकेशन कैसे डिप्लॉय करना है, फिर उसको एक्सेस कैसे करना है, नेटवर्किंग लेवल पे कमांड्स कौन से फायर करने हैं, इसके ऊपर थोड़ा फोकस करना पड़ेगा। और उसका डॉक्यूमेंटेशन आप फिर गिटअप पे मेंटेन करो एक रीडमी फाइल में, और उसका लिंक रिज्यूमे में डाल के आप प्रोजेक्ट्स पूरा दिखा सकते हैं। लेकिन ये जो प्रोजेक्ट्स लेवल के क्वेश्चंस आए जाएंगे वो आपको इंटरव्यू सेकेंड या थर्ड में टेक्निकल लेवल पे ज्यादा पूछा जाएगा। पहले तो राउंड स्क्रीनिंग रहेगा, उसके बाद फिर HR राउंड रहेगा, फिर टेक्निकल T1 T2, और उसके बाद फिर HR रहता। तो जैसे जैसे आप इंटरव्यूज की और प्रैक्टिस करते जाएंगे आपको बहुत सारे डाउट्स क्लियर हो जाएंगे। और वैसे तो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन हम प्रोवाइड कर देते हैं ईच टूल्स का, और रिकॉर्डिंग भी अवेलेबल रहेगा हर सेशन का। इसके लिए हमारे पास सेपरेट सॉफ्टवेयर भी है जो आप मोबाइल में इंस्टॉल कर पाएंगे और वेबसाइट पे भी यूज कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, और कोई डाउट? हाँ
तो
हाँ, यस।
जी गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग।
मेरा क्वेश्चन था, एक्चुअली मैं नॉन आईटी बैकग्राउंड से हूँ,
हम्म
आईटी में स्विच करना चाह रहा हूँ।
हम्म।
तो क्या डेवॉप्स राइट ऑप्शन है?
हाँ, राइट है, क्योंकि क्या है इसमें नंबर ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी बहुत ज्यादा है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अभी क्या हो रहा कि मैनुअल लेवल से हम ऑटोमेशन की ओर जा रहे। तो जहाँ पे एक बंदा 10 बंदे काम पे लग रहे थे, वहां पे एक ही बंदा हर चीज के ऊपर फोकस करके काम करेगा। ये चल रहा अभी। जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अभी मुझे अगर 100 मशीन्स अगर लग रहे थे मुझे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, तो उस मशीन्स की जगह अभी क्या करते हैं हम लोग, वर्चुअल मशीन्स क्रिएट कर दे हैं, और वो 100 वर्चुअल मशीन्स हम 100 एम्प्लॉयज को एक्सेस दे देते हैं, राइट। तो जैसे समझो कि एक ही बंदे ने एक मिनट में 100 वर्चुअल मशीन्स बना दिए, तो यहाँ पे कंपनी का बहुत सारा पैसा बच रहा। इसको हम बोलेंगे ऑटोमेशन हो रहा, राइट। तो ये जो डेवऑप्स की प्रोसेस रहती है ये आपको कम टाइम में और कम कॉस्ट कैसे बचाए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, इसके ऊपर ज्यादा फोकस रहता। तो डेफिनेटली हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से इसकी डिमांड है। और ये कॉम्बिनेशन के साथ आ जाता क्लाउड के साथ, क्योंकि अभी क्लाउड में क्या है कि हर टाइप के सर्विसेज है। जैसे हम पहले क्या करते थे, जैसे आपने एक फिजिकल कंप्यूटर लिया, उसके लिए आपने SSD भी ले ली क्योंकि आपके पास डिस्क साइज कम थी, राइट। तो क्लाउड में क्या होता है कि वर्चुअल मशीन हमने लॉन्च कर दिया, फिर उसकी साइज भी चेंज कर सकते हैं।
हम्म,
और और एक चीज, जैसे कि एक स्टूडेंट ने बताया कि उनका रोल है DBA का, डेटाबेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का। समझो डेटाबेस की साइज अगर फिक्स्ड है, तो डेटाबेस का साइज अगर बढ़ते जाएगा तो बाद में हमें नया सर्वर लेना पड़ेगा, जो एग्जिस्टिंग डेटाबेस है उसको माइग्रेट भी करना पड़ेगा, राइट। तो ये IT लेवल के जो प्रॉब्लम्स थे, क्लाउड ये सारे उसके ऊपर सॉल्यूशंस दे रहा। तो आपको ऑटो स्केलिंग वाला डेटाबेस यहाँ पे अवेलेबल है। फिर आपको डेटा का रेप्लिकेशन करना भी इजी जाता। तो हर एक टाइप का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन नेटवर्क लेवल पे रहेगा, कंप्यूट लेवल पे रहेगा, सिक्योरिटी, डेटाबेस, हर टाइप का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन आपको क्लाउड में आ जाता। और डेवऑप्स के टूल उसके ऊपर रन किए जाते। और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और ये पूरी एप्लीकेशन डिप्लॉयमेंट का एनवायरनमेंट हम बना लेते।
जी
तो
ठीक है।
तो
मैं आपको इंटरप्ट कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे। आपने
ओके।
जो एक रोड मैप दिखाया था अभी
हाँ
डेवऑप्स का,
हाँ
उसमें आप ऐसा मानिए जितनी चीजें भी मेंशन है उसमें
हाँ।
मैं किसी से फैमिलियर नहीं हूँ।
हम्म।
क्वेश्चन इज दैट कि स्टार्ट कहाँ से करें?
स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं आप गिटअप से, क्योंकि वो सीखने में इजी जाएगा। उसके
जी
बाद फिर जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे सिक्वेंशियल मैनर में लिखा है नोटपैड में,
जी
उस हिसाब से आप जा सकते हैं।
तो क्वेश्चन यहाँ ये राइज होता है कि आपसे
हम्म।
ट्रेनिंग लेने के लिए फर्स्ट आई शुड कंप्लीटेड ऑल दीज थिंग्स बाय माई सेल्फ, देन मैं इस ट्रेनिंग को करने के लिए एलिजिबल हो पाऊंगा, या
नो नो नो,
आप
वैसे नहीं,
कंटिन्यू
वैसे
करेंगे?
नहीं। क्या है कि जो भी टूल रहेगा उसका इंस्टॉलेशन तो मैं हर एक सेशन में कंटिन्यू करता, स्टार्ट ऑफ टूल से। तो
हम्म
आपका रोल रहेगा कि घर पे आप वो कॉन्फ़िगरेशन बनाओ पहला
हम्म
सेशन होने के बाद। उसके बाद जो वेरियस प्रोसेसेस रहते हैं या कॉन्फ़िगरेशन रहता है, उस हिसाब से हम हमारा प्रोजेक्ट लेवल का सिनारियो देख लेंगे। फिर
हम्म
उसको भी आपको इम्प्लीमेंट करना है आपके एग्जिस्टिंग AWS के अकाउंट में, और फिर प्रैक्टिस कंटिन्यू रखना है। तो हर एक टूल के लिए 4 से 5 सेशंस, 6 सेशन मैक्स, मतलब एक वीक तो रहेगा हर एक टूल के लिए। तो उसमें हम उसके सारे कमांड्स और कॉन्फ़िगरेशन और एक या दो प्रोजेक्ट्स हर एक टूल के हिसाब से, जैसे कि गेटअप आज कंप्लीट कर लिया हमने तो गेटअप के ऊपर एक प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट कर देंगे। अगर डॉकर कंप्लीट किया तो डॉकर का एक प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट कर देंगे। तो ऐसे पूरे स्टेप्स हमारे पास प्रेजेंट है, नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स टू फॉलो, और उसके सारे स्क्रिप्ट्स भी रेडी है, क्योंकि हमने 2-3 बैचेस अभी कंप्लीट कर लिए। तो पूरा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन अवेलेबल है, वो मैं आपको अवेलेबल करूंगा।
प्रीरिक्विजिट में आपने बताया वन ऑफ द लैंग्वेज फ्रॉम सैस आर पाइथन रूबी।
हाँ हाँ, कोई भी।
तो इसके लिए फिर क्या है, इसको क्या पहले इसको लर्न करें बाद में इसको स्टार्ट
नहीं नहीं,
करें?
वैसा कुछ नहीं, थ्रू आउट द कोर्स भी कर सकते हैं। जैसे अभी आज 1 आवर्स का सेशन हो गया तो उसको 1 घंटे में आप रिवाइज कर सकते हैं, और पैरेलली कोई भी एक प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज का प्रैक्टिस कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
ओके ठीक है जी, थैंक यू।
हाँ हाँ। और लर्नोमेट के पाइथन के कोर्सेज भी अवेलेबल है, अगर वो भी कंप्लीट कर लेते पैरेलली कोई इशू नहीं।
ओके।
Okay, so we can stop here and management will continue from this session. I'm just stopping my screen. Thank you very much for joining. Have a great day.
थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir.